The sum of lengths of sides of a right triangle is S and area is A. What is the length of the hypotenuse in terms of S and A? And we are given 5 different options and we have to pick the right answer. So this is considered one of the harder problems in SAT because this problem utilizes multiple areas including geometry and solving equations. But this is actually not a very hard problem provided we tackle it in the right step-by-step manner. So let's start with a right angle triangle here. So the x is the altitude of the triangle, y is the base of the triangle, z is the hypotenuse. So it's x, y, z with z being the longer side, that's the hypotenuse. And from what we know, the area of the triangle, that's basically half altitude into base, so it's half xy, and that's given as a. So a equal to half xy. We also are given the sum of the lengths of the sides of the triangle, which is just x plus y plus z. So s is equal to x plus y plus z. Now, the right angle triangle has a special property that relates its sides, and that's the Pythagoras theorem. And Pythagoras theorem states that the square of the hypotenuse is equal to sum of the squares of the other two sides. So in this case, z square is equal to x square plus y square. Now note that we can express z in terms of x and y as s minus x plus y within parentheses. So that's just from the previous equation that we wrote for s equal to x plus y plus z. And s is the sum of the lengths of the sides. So now in this particular equation, if we substitute z equal to s minus x plus y, this is what we'll get. X square plus y square is equal to s minus x minus y whole square. And this is just substituting for z in the Pythagoras equation. So now if we expand the right hand side, we get this. So x square plus y square is equal to s square minus 2s multiplied by x plus y plus x square plus y square plus 2xy. Now here x square gets cancelled from both sides and so does y square. So those get cancelled out. And we are going to substitute x plus y as s minus z, because remember s is equal to x plus y plus z. So s is given, right? So we can write x plus y as s minus z. And the other substitution that we're going to do is xy. So xy is equal to twice the area of the triangle. So xy will be equal to 2a. So we do those substitutions and we get this. S square minus 2s into s minus z plus 2 multiplied by 2a. And then here we are left with a relatively simple equation. If we just rearrange the term, we can single out z and basically find out z in terms of s and a, and this is what it's going to look like. So now we need to match the answer to the choices given, and from all the choices given we can see that the correct choice in this case will be D. So this is a proper mathematical way of solving this particular problem that I showed, and this is a really straightforward problem. However, if you are looking for another way of doing this, especially in standardized tests, since this is a multiple choice and you don't want to go into these detailed equations, there is actually a simpler way of doing this, and that's not necessarily a way that I like, but I just wanted to mention it because in multiple choice questions there is the option of putting in some test values and trying out different options till you arrive at the right value. And sometimes it might help, and it might not be as helpful in this case, because here a direct proof is probably a more elegant approach. But sometimes if you are, for whatever reason, not willing to do a direct proof, we can use this plug-in values method. Now, remember, whatever the relationship of the length of the hypotenuse in terms of the sum of the lengths of the sides of the right triangle and its area should be a generic relationship, meaning that it should hold true for any right-angle triangle. Well, what's the simplest right-angle triangle that you can think of? Well, remember, the simplest Pythagorean triplet that's there is basically 3, 4, 5. So if we have x equal to 3, y equal to 4, and z equal to 5, then that makes a right angle triangle, and the sides are simple, they're simple integers. So the sum of the lengths of the sides, the area, and everything else will be very, very simple to calculate, right? So what will be the area of this triangle? It's simply 6. It's half x multiplied by y, so that gives 6. And then the sum of the lengths of the sides will be 12. Now, what you need to do is simply plug in the values that are given in the 5 different options. So plug in a equal to 6, s equal to 12 for option A, option B, option C, option D, option E, and basically the whichever option gives you z equal to 5 would be the correct option. And if you do that, I'm not doing that for every option, but if you actually do that, you'll be able to verify that option D is indeed the right answer, because it gives you a value of 5, and that was what the value of z you started with. So this is not my favorite way of doing this, but I still wanted to point out that sometimes in multiple choice type questions, especially if mathematical proof is not needed, this might be another way of approaching or solving these problems and can lead you to the right answer.